Hey guys, so this is another video that I'm doing as an actual response to some questions that I've been sent. Now this video is for Sharron. Hi Sharron. So you've just sent me a bit of a message. I hope you don't mind me doing a video response like this, but I thought it might just help everybody out if I just answer your question as a broad response. So you were saying that you're having problems with lifting. You're saying I'm doing all the prep but still have complaints. Dehydrating the nail, taking the shine off, putting on primer. I can't understand it. I do the same to my nails and do not have a problem, but there must be something I am doing wrong. Can you help? Okay, now first thing I want to do is go back to the actual preparation of the nail. So what we're wanting to make sure that we've done is we've added a little bit of cuticle remover to the cuticle area and pushed the cuticles back quite gently. You have to be gentle because this area is very, very vulnerable. You can do severe damage to the section of the nail by the lanula, which is the little the moon shaped section just down the bottom here of your cuticle. Okay, so when we're actually pushing back the cuticle, we've got to be very, very gentle because we can cause damage. Alright, so we're going to be pushing all of our cuticle back. Alright, so that's the first thing we want to do. Then it's very, very important that we use some kind of cleanser. The product I use, NSI, has a product called Cleanse, which is great for removing any products that we don't want to interfere with our nails. Okay, because cuticle removers usually have an ingredient called AHA, which is alpha hydroxy acid. Okay, and that's what actually breaks down the skin and the cuticle to remove it. We do not want any of that residue left on the nail because that will cause lifting. Alright, so we want to remove all of that residue after we've pushed back our cuticles. The second thing we want to do after that, obviously, is actually removing the shine from the nail. So we're using quite a high grit file here. Kind of, I wouldn't want to go anything kind of under 260, thereabouts, 260 grit. Because we don't want to be digging into the nail and leaving harsh scratch lines or removing too many layers, because our nails will get too thin. And if our nails get too thin, that's actually another cause for lifting. Okay, because if we don't have a strong structure underneath our acrylic, how then can our acrylic be strong? Okay, so we need to really protect the natural nail in order to have a beautiful extension across the top. Okay, so not going any lower than around the 260 mark, 260 grit mark for your filing when you're removing the grit. Now also it's very important that you try not to file too much across the nail bed, just possibly up and down. Alright, we don't want to be causing the nail bed to split, alright, for the layers to split a little bit. So try and just go up and down that way instead of across. Alright, we also need to make sure, so we will remove our dust from doing our removing the shine. Now then we want to put on our dehydrator. So the dehydrator I use is from NSI. It's called Nail Pure Plus. Now the main ingredient in that dehydrator, and I'm sure with a lot of dehydrators, is isopropyl alcohol. So what this is going to do is dehydrate the nail plate. It's going to remove excess oils and excess moisture and any contaminants. Okay, we want to remove that because that's what bacteria can feed on. So we want to remove anything that they can feed on so that there's less chance of an infection. Okay, now before we go to apply our primer, it's really, really important that the dehydration process has taken effect. So the way we can tell that that's happened is by actually looking at the nail. It will look chalky white. Okay, so if it still looks wet, it's not finished, don't apply your primer yet. Wait for it to have a chalky white appearance. Okay, this can take up to 30 seconds. Okay, leave it under a warm lamp if it needs to, if you need to speed it up a little bit. Okay, so you can be quite liberal with the dehydration product most of the time. It doesn't matter if it goes underneath the nail plate or anything, you know, it's there, it's a good thing, alright? You can be quite liberal with it. Now the next thing we want to do is apply our primer, alright? Now there's lots of different primers out there. You've got some acid based primers and you've got some non-acid based primers. I don't have a particular love or hate for one or the other. At the moment I'm using NSI's Attraction Primer, which is it's an acid-free primer, and I find that works fantastically. I think what the key thing with primer is to be very, very cautious not to get any on the surrounding tissue of the skin. Okay, Excuse me. So just making sure that you apply gently just on the natural nail bed. Try not to apply the primer onto the tip, okay, because some primers can actually cause yellowing if you actually place it on the tip. So just try and keep the primer on the natural nail bed only. Now some primers will again dry to that chalky white finish, okay. Other primers might just still remain wet, so just refer back to your manufacturer's instructions. To be on the safe side, let it dry for a minute or two, you know, to make sure that it is at its optimum. Can't talk today, guys. Okay, now the next thing we want to do then is, so that's all of our nail prep, okay, so then you're going to go into your actual product application. So the one thing we want to be careful of is, now that we've done all that effort in prepping, be careful when you're playing with your client's hands, okay? Don't go and touch the nail bed with your own natural nail, with your fingertips, okay? Your fingertips are full of oil and contaminants. If you go touching their nails all over the place, you're then going to recontaminate the nail bed that you've just put all that effort into prepping, okay? So I mean, I know, just try and, it's going to look a bit weird if I try and do it from this angle. Okay, pretend this is the client's hand, alright? And just try and pull the nail bit, the nail folds back like that to work with the nail, instead of holding the nail with your thumb or something like that. I hope that makes sense. Makes sense in my head. Okay, so that about covers that one, I hope. I actually made some notes so that I wouldn't forget anything, so I'm just going through my notes to make sure that I haven't forgotten anything. No, that's about it. Okay, so that's hopefully that question answered. I will try and get this video edited for you guys and see what other questions I can answer for you guys. I'm also going to do a little bit more information on helping with nail biters' nails, looking at creating custom blended powders, things like that. So do stay tuned. I hope you guys enjoy these videos, and I hope you find them informative. And if you guys have any questions, shoot them through and I will try my best to answer them. Other than that, have a great day. Bye.